Hello, everybody. It's me, Ross, and welcome to another edition of the Meet the Opposition. This week, I'm joined by Dom Howson, the Sheffield Wednesday reporter and writer for the Yorkshire Live. Dom, it's the battle of the heavyweights in League One, people will say, but it's not been the start for both sides. Your summary of Sheffield Wednesday's start to the season, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi Ross. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's been mixed. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. I think expectations soared, and fans were getting very excited after the start that they made when they won 3 of the first 4 matches and were joint top of the table. But yeah, they've had a bit of a reality check since then. Morecambe, they should have come away with a result, but lost 1-0. And then they produced, really poor performance at Plymouth and got turned over. And then they should have been out of sight last weekend at home to Shrewsbury when one got, a goal up, missed a penalty. So all in all, yeah, I think they should have more points on the board than what they've got. They're still not in a bad position, but there's a lot of work to be done, and they've signed 14 new players. So it's very similar to Ipswich in that I think this is a period of transition and that the squad is still gelling together. And so it's going to take time. And there's going to have to be that sort of patience there. But then at the same time, Wednesday fans now, after the calibre of players that they brought in, I think they expect big things from this squad, and the bookmakers, the pundits, they all expect Sheffield Wednesday to be there or thereabouts, in that sort of promotion race. But as Ipswich have found out, Sunderland, Portsmouth, this division is littered with clubs that have found it tough to bounce back immediately. And so I think that, with Sheffield Wednesday, it's a case of the next 10 matches or so, try and pick up as many points as they can and keep themselves in touching distance of the top 6. When then I think things will start to click together and the squad will get used to each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they can push on from there.
Yeah, definitely. And just like as you said, which is how we've signed so many players this summer. Let's talk about Sheffield Wednesday's squad. I'm sure a lot of people are very much jealous of some of the signings, some of the players still at Sheffield Wednesday disposal. And let's talk about the team, your possible starting 11, and we'll talk out, about the key players to watch. And I'm sure a lot of Town fans will know some particular players. So, what's your prediction for the starting 11? Of course, injuries may come into play, but at the moment, in the top of your head right now, what's starting 11 for Wednesday?
I don't think that Darren Moore will look to tinker too much with the team, from last week. I think that he was pretty happy with their first half performance. He felt that they went away from the game plan. His preferred style of football and way of playing is playing it out from the back, and his formation really is a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, variations of that. And the back 4 and the goalkeeper, he has tried to keep largely the same. Shea Dunkley came into the team last week and did fairly well. So I think he might keep his place alongside Dominic Iorfa, who is one of their best players, and has made a pretty strong start to the season. I think the fullbacks will stay the same, with Jack Hunt on the right and Liam Palmer on the left. Bailey Peacock-Farrell's an interesting one in that, he was nominated for the League One Player of the Month for August, and he was terrific. And Wednesday kept 5 clean sheets in a row. He was getting a lot of plaudits. And then since he's come back from international duty with Northern Ireland, he has struggled a wee bit and has made errors at Plymouth. And then he was at fault for the goal last week. But I don't see Darren Moore making a change in goal. He's got Joe Wildsmith there, who's an experienced shot stopper. But I think Peacock-Farrell will be in goal. And then in midfield, he's got lots of options, and that's it. Really, the difficulty he's got is trying to keep his squad happy. And he'd be looking at this week thinking they've got Ipswich, very tough, then Wigan, who've made a great start too and are going to be up there. And then they've got Oxford at home. So he could rotate if he wants to. I think that he's trying to build a bit of continuity. So I think it would be Hutchinson as the sort of defensive midfielder. Dennis Adeniran brings the legs in midfield. And then Barry Bannon is the star man and he'll make things happen. And he gives them that creativity in midfield. And out wide, Berahino made his home debut, scored. As long as he's fully fit, I can see him definitely starting. And then on the left, I don't see how they can leave out Mide Shodipo. Shodipo was probably the pick of the players last week. And he was another that made his first league start. He's had a bit of a stop-start season so far due to injuries, so Wednesday fans haven't seen the best of him, but he's a very exciting winger. I think he's the one that you look at, and I think he'd be the one that I'd say that, along with Bannon, would be the two that I think Ipswich will have to keep a very close eye on. And up front, they've got multiple options there. Lee Gregory's now not scored for a few matches, so I that's why I think maybe they might go down the route of bringing in Florian Camberi, who's been in and out of the side in patches. He's shown what he can do, and I think he gives them that a bit more physicality, and I think that they might need that going away from home.
And let's talk about the game as itself. And, there's sort of key talking points. Matt Penny, he's going to be playing against his former side, his boyhood club. Dominic Orfer, of course, another player connection and a player that I very much like. But what sort of game can we expect against Sheffield Wednesday? What sort of football does Darren Moore play? And is it going to be end-to-end, or is it going to be just a battle who can find that first goal?
The first goal, cliche, will be important. Wednesday have a terrible record of when they go behind that goes back the last 18 months or so, that the mentality of the squad when they were really struggling in the Championship and they lost half their matches last season, whenever they went behind, they only picked up 1 point. So that is still something that I think Darren Moore is trying to rectify and get to the bottom of, but that's going to take time. So for Wednesday, goals have been an issue, and I think they still are. They're having right now problems at both ends of the pitch, but I would say that it's that firepower really that there's a question mark as to whether they've got enough goals to get promoted this season. But Darren Moore will not sit back. He want them to take the game to Ipswich. I expect them to be positive, and they're going to need to show lots of energy and aggression. And when they're out of possession, he likes the teams to press high and hunt impacts and win the ball high up the pitch. So tactically, that's how I expect Wednesday to go about their business on Saturday.
Okay, then it's that point of the show where I get your prediction. What do you reckon? I think when we've always played Sheffield Wednesday, there's always been close games. I still remember the Andre Dazelle debut goal, like his father. Some late winners here and there, and also the 3-2 defeat against Sheffield Wednesday when live on TV midweek. I forgot who scored now, but it was not a good evening. But what's your thoughts, prediction wise?
Well, I think the last time Wednesday were at Portman Road, it was Steve Bruce's first match in charge, and Lucas Joao scored, I think, in the last minute to give them a win. So, how times have changed really for both teams since then. They've gone through the managers, certainly Sheffield Wednesday have. I think it's important that they, pick up a result. It's 3 matches without a win. It's going to be difficult, and you look at the quality that Ipswich have got in the ranks. I'm going to sit on the fence, and I think it might be a 1-1 draw. I think that it's going to be very competitive. There's not going to be a lot in it, and both sides are looking to try and build some momentum really and find that winning formula. So it's one of those where Wednesday were work in progress, and they're both in a similar boat. They're trying to bed in and gel together these new look teams, and so I don't think you're going to see the best of Ipswich or Sheffield Wednesday until we're maybe closer to halfway through the season. And I think for them both, it's a case of keeping themselves up and in and around that top six to then give themselves every possible chance of mounting a promotion push.
Well, what a way to end it there. Well, we'll look forward to this weekend. Say trip to Suffolk, Dom. And yeah, let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on the big match in League One. Sheffield Wednesday travelling to Portman Road. We'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.